Welcome to our channel. Today we'll dive into the fascinating world of the brain. In part 1, we'll cover 2 sections. Section 1, the ever-changing brain, and Section 2, a universe within. For centuries, scientists believed our brains were fixed and unchangeable after a certain age. This belief left little room for hope for those with brain injuries or learning disabilities. However, groundbreaking discoveries in neuroscience have shattered this dogma, revealing our brains are dynamic and adaptable. Enter neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Imagine a bustling city with roads constantly being rerouted, new buildings erected, and old ones demolished. That's your brain, a dynamic metropolis in constant flux. This continuous process of change allows the brain to adapt to new experiences, learn new skills, and even recover from injury. Neuroplasticity is the reason we can learn a new language, master a musical instrument, or navigate a new city. It's the driving force behind our ability to recover from stroke, overcome trauma, and adapt to changing environments. This remarkable ability isn't limited to a specific age group or circumstance. It's a lifelong process inherent to every human brain. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights on how to harness the power of your brain. To grasp neuroplasticity, we must journey into the brain's landscape. Imagine a universe with billions of stars interconnected by cosmic pathways. This mirrors our brain, teeming with billions of neurons. Neurons communicate through signals, forming networks that govern our thoughts and actions. Learning creates new connections, strengthening pathways. Repeated activity strengthens these connections like a well-trodden path. Rarely used pathways weaken and fade like an overgrown path. This process of neuroplasticity is driven by our experiences. Understanding this empowers us to shape our minds. For centuries, the prevailing belief was that the brain, once reaching adulthood, solidified into an unchanging structure. This belief painted a picture of a static brain, incapable of significant change or adaptation after a certain age. However, the seeds of a revolutionary idea were sown in the unlikeliest of places. In 1948, a Polish neurologist named Jerzy Konarski dared to challenge the established dogma. He proposed that the brain possessed an inherent plasticity, an ability to reorganize itself in response to experience. Konarski's ideas, though groundbreaking, were met with skepticism from the scientific community. However, the seeds of doubt had been planted, and a new generation of scientists began to explore the possibility of a dynamic, ever-changing brain. Little did they know that their relentless pursuit of knowledge would spark a revolution in our understanding of the human mind, forever changing the landscape of neuroscience. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for neuroplasticity came from the study of individuals who had suffered strokes. Traditionally, stroke patients with brain damage were given a grim prognosis, their chances of regaining lost functions deemed slim. However, clinicians began to observe cases where patients defied expectations, showing remarkable recoveries. These unexpected recoveries sparked curiosity and spurred further investigation. Researchers discovered that when one part of the brain is damaged, other areas can compensate, taking over the functions of the injured region. This remarkable adaptation occurs through the formation of new neural connections, effectively rerouting information processing along different pathways. The brain, it turned out, was not a static organ, but a dynamic, adaptable network capable of remarkable feats of self-repair. These early studies on stroke recovery provided tangible evidence that the brain could indeed rewire itself even after significant injury. As evidence for neuroplasticity mounted, a paradigm shift began to take hold in the scientific community. The once static view of the brain, fixed and unyielding, gave way to a more dynamic and hopeful perspective. The brain was no longer seen as a rigid machine, but as a living, breathing organ, constantly adapting and evolving in response to experience. This shift in understanding had profound implications for various fields, from education and psychology to medicine and rehabilitation. If the brain could change throughout life, the potential for learning, growth and recovery was far greater than previously imagined. The discovery of neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons in the adult brain, further fueled this paradigm shift. The concept of a fixed, unchanging brain was gradually being dismantled, replaced by a more nuanced and optimistic view. Imagine the human brain as a vast orchestra, a symphony of billions of instruments playing in concert. Each instrument, representing a neuron, communicates with countless others through a complex network of connections called synapses. These synapses, tiny gaps between neurons, are the stage where the magic of neuroplasticity unfolds. When a neuron fires, an electrical impulse travels down its length, releasing chemical messengers called neurotransmitters into the synapse. These neurotransmitters then bind to receptors on neighboring neurons, triggering a cascade of events that can either excite or inhibit their activity. This intricate dance of electrical and chemical signals, occurring trillions of times per second, forms the basis of everything we think, feel, and do. With repeated use, synapses become more efficient at transmitting signals, like musicians rehearsing a piece of music until their performance becomes flawless. Section 2. Pathways to Proficiency. Think of learning a new skill, like riding a bicycle or playing a musical instrument. In the beginning, the movements may feel awkward and uncoordinated, requiring conscious effort and concentration. But with persistent practice, something remarkable happens. As we repeat the movements over and over, neural pathways involved in those actions become stronger and more efficient. The brain, recognizing the repeated patterns of activity, begins to optimize its circuitry, streamlining the flow of information along these pathways. This process of strengthening specific neural connections, known as long-term potentiation, is akin to paving a dirt road. With each pass, the path becomes smoother and more defined, allowing for faster and more effortless travel. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insights on neuroplasticity and brain health. Section 3. Sculpting the brain through experience. Every experience, from the mundane to the extraordinary, leaves its mark on the brain, shaping its very structure and function. This remarkable ability to adapt and change in response to experience is what makes each brain unique, a testament to the individual's journey through life. Consider the brains of London taxi drivers, renowned for their exceptional spatial navigation skills. Studies have shown that these drivers possess a larger hippocampus, a brain region crucial for spatial memory, compared to their non-taxi driving counterparts. This enlargement of the hippocampus is not present at birth. It develops over time as these drivers navigate the labyrinthine streets of London, their brains constantly challenged to create and maintain complex mental maps. This example beautifully illustrates how experience, particularly engaging and challenging experiences, can sculpt the brain, strengthening specific regions and enhancing their function. Section 4. The currency of change neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers of the brain, play a pivotal role in neuroplasticity, acting as the currency of change in this dynamic landscape. These chemical messengers, released at synapses, influence the strength and efficiency of neural connections, shaping the flow of information throughout the brain. Dopamine, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, plays a crucial role in motivation, reward, and learning. It is released when we engage in pleasurable activities or achieve a goal, reinforcing those behaviors and strengthening the associated neural pathways. Serotonin, another key neurotransmitter, is involved in regulating mood, sleep, and appetite. Understanding the role of neurotransmitters in neuroplasticity highlights the interconnectedness of our physical and mental states. Triumph over trauma, stories of resilience. The human spirit possesses an awe-inspiring capacity for resilience, a testament to the brain's remarkable ability to adapt and heal even in the face of adversity. Consider the stories of individuals who have overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges, their brains rewiring themselves to navigate the aftermath of trauma. Soldiers returning from combat zones, often bearing the invisible wounds of post-traumatic stress disorder, demonstrate the brain's capacity for both vulnerability and resilience. The trauma they've experienced can leave deep imprints on their neural circuitry, leading to flashbacks, nightmares, and hypervigilance. Yet, through therapy and support, these individuals can embark on a journey of healing, their brains gradually rewiring themselves to process and integrate those traumatic memories. These stories of resilience highlight the brain's extraordinary ability to heal and adapt even after experiencing significant trauma. The brain's second act: stroke recovery. A stroke occurs when blood flow to a part of the brain is interrupted, depriving brain cells of oxygen and nutrients. This can lead to impairments like paralysis, speech difficulties, and cognitive deficits. The brain's plasticity offers hope for recovery. Surviving neurons can form new connections, taking over tasks of the damaged region. Rehabilitation therapies engage the brain in targeted exercises. Physical therapy helps regain mobility and coordination. The road to recovery is challenging, but neuroplasticity offers hope. From fear to freedom, rewiring. Fear responses. Deep within our brains lies the amygdala, an almond-shaped structure that plays a crucial role in processing emotions, particularly fear and anxiety. When we encounter a threat, the amygdala springs into action, triggering a cascade of physiological responses designed to keep us safe, the fight or flight response. While this ancient survival mechanism serves us well in the face of real danger, it can also lead to irrational fears and phobias, hijacking our rational minds and limiting our experiences. Fortunately, the principles of neuroplasticity offer a pathway to overcome these fears, rewiring our brains to respond differently to perceived threats. Exposure therapy, a cornerstone of treating phobias, leverages neuroplasticity by gradually exposing individuals to the object or situation they fear in a safe and controlled environment. By confronting our fears head-on, we can break free from the shackles of irrational anxiety and embrace a life of greater freedom and possibility. Section 4. Mastery in the making learning new skills. The human capacity for learning is seemingly boundless, driven by the brain's remarkable ability to forge new neural connections and refine existing ones throughout life. Every skill we acquire, every piece of knowledge we absorb, leaves its imprint on the brain, shaping its very structure and function. Imagine learning a new language, a symphony of sounds and grammatical rules initially foreign to our ears and minds. As we immerse ourselves in the language, our brains work tirelessly, forging new neural pathways to accommodate this novel information. With consistent practice, these pathways become stronger and more efficient, allowing us to navigate the complexities of the language with increasing fluency. The key lies in consistent effort, engaging the brain in challenging activities that foster new connections and strengthen existing ones. Section 1. The Neuroplasticity Toolbox. Strategies for rewiring understanding neuroplasticity is like having a superpower to reshape our minds. It requires training, dedication, and the right tools. We have a toolbox filled with strategies to rewire our brains. These are evidence-based practices leveraging the brain's ability to change. They require effort and consistency, but the rewards are worth it. Like a sculptor shaping marble, we can enhance our cognitive abilities and well-being. Section 2. Mindfulness. Cultivating a fertile mind for change. In today's fast-paced world, our minds are often caught in a whirlwind of thoughts and distractions. This mental chatter can hinder neuroplasticity, limiting our ability to adapt. Mindfulness offers a powerful antidote to this clutter. By cultivating mindful awareness, we create a fertile ground for neuroplasticity. Section 3. Stepping out of the comfort zone, embracing novelty. Our brains seek comfort and familiarity, gravitating towards routines and habits. This can lead to stagnation, limiting new experiences and hindering neuroplasticity. Embracing novelty challenges our brains, forging new connections. It enhances cognitive flexibility and stimulates growth. Try a new hobby, learn a language, or travel to a new destination. Engage in activities that challenge your skills and perspectives. Seek novel experiences to stimulate learning, adaptation, and creativity. Section 1, the infinite canvas. We've journeyed from the bustling cityscapes of neural networks to the intricate dance of synapses, uncovering the power of neuroplasticity. Once confined by the belief in a fixed brain, we now understand the brain's capacity for change and adaptation. It dismantles the notion of limitations, replacing it with boundless potential. We can actively shape our brains, enhancing cognitive abilities and well-being. The brain is an infinite canvas, constantly evolving with our experiences. We have the power to create masterpieces within our minds, shaping our realities and destinies. Section 2. Architects of our own destiny. The power to rewire our brains, to sculpt our neural pathways and shape our destinies resides within each of us. Imagine a world where we approach challenges as opportunities for growth, where setbacks become springboards for innovation. This is the promise of neuroplasticity, a world where the limitations we once perceived begin to dissolve, replaced by a sense of boundless possibility, supporting and inspiring one another along the way. Let us embrace the infinite canvas of our minds. Let us become the architects of our own destinies. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on neuroplasticity and personal growth.